If you want to see absolute disaster, this is Donald Trump in the final moments of his final rally, deciding that the literal closing message of his campaign is to call Nancy Pelosi, one of the most respected and revered women in Washington, D.C., and certainly the most famous speaker in American history, this.
She's a crooked person. She's a bad person. Evil. She's an evil, sick, crazy bitch. Oh, no. It starts with a B, but I won't say it. I want to say it.
Let's be crystal clear about something. Donald Trump has a serious problem with women in this election. Women support Kamala Harris over him by a staggering 16-point margin, which would be bad enough unto itself, but here's where it gets worse. According to Third Way's Jim Kessler, 18.1 million have voted early in the 7 swing states. 1.7 million more women have voted there than men, 54.9 to 45.1. Gender turnout gap grew by 24,000 from Sunday. Turnout gap stays female plus 13% in Pennsylvania, female plus 12% in Georgia, female plus 11% in North Carolina, female plus 10% in Michigan, female plus 7% in Wisconsin, female plus 5% in Arizona, and female plus 0% in Nevada. Good for Harris. Nationally, women are outpacing men 53 to 44% in mail-in and early in-person voting. And finally, from NBC News, the share of voters who rate their election interest as at least 9 out of 10 by gender, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, the difference in men and women was 1 point every single year. In 2024, 6 points, with women more interested in this election than men. I wonder why that is. I wonder whether it has something to do with the fact that this election is quite literally a referendum on women having agency over their own bodies. That might have something to do with it, huh? And yet, despite these blinking red lights for the Trump campaign, this guy is such a glaring misogynist that in the final moments of this campaign, when the whole country was watching, he decided that his closing message would be to yet again attack a woman. Bravo, Donald. Bravo. And let's be clear, this isn't even the only gross attack that he's waged on women in these final few days. Here's what he said about Michelle Obama.
Oh, and Michelle hit me. I was so nice to her. Out of respect, I was so nice. She hit me the other day. I was going to say to my people, am I allowed to hit her now? They said, take it easy, sir. Sir, take it easy. My geniuses, I'm telling you, they said, just take it easy. Oh, what do you mean? She said bad about me. I can't hit back. Sir, you're winning. Just relax. Is that good or bad advice? I think it's neutral. You know what the response is there? It's like, nah. What do the ladies from North Carolina think about hit back or just relax? Huh? Oh, they say hit back. You say hit back. I'd actually love to hit back, but we'll hold it a little while. We'll hold it. I'd love to hit back, but...
Am I allowed to hit her now? Trump says about Michelle Obama. And of course, here's what he said about Kamala Harris.
And there's something wrong with her, too. She's slow, low IQ, something. I don't know what the hell it is, but they lie. We don't need another low IQ person. We had one for 4 years. We don't need another one.
In fact, Trump's outreach to women is so dismal that even his own supporters are calling it out. Here's Megyn Kelly making that exact point after his steroid cycle that was the Madison Square Garden rally.
But I'm telling you, even for me, and I voted for Donald Trump last week, it was too brotastic. Okay? It was. You're trying to win an election in which you're hemorrhaging female voters. Maybe when you present in front of hundreds, thousands at least, at Madison Square Garden, you clean up the bro talk just a little so you don't alienate women in the middle of America who are already on the fence about Republicans. Do they have no women advising their campaign? Is there no actual woman sitting behind the scenes, coming up with the guest lineup and saying, let's just have a word with the guys who are going to be speaking about this isn't the bar, this isn't their living room, this is a campaign, this is politics. We're trying to get him elected.
And bear in mind, Kelly's comments came before he decided to get on stage and curse out Nancy Pelosi. So, yeah, I don't think he's really taking the advice to heart. Although, in his addled brain, he has decided that the one way he would fix his issues with women would be to force himself onto them as some type of a white knight saying, deeply uncomfortable things like this.
And my people told me about 4 weeks ago, I was saying, no, I want to protect the people. I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. Why? They said, we think it's very inappropriate for you to say. So why? I'm president. I want to protect the women of our country. They said. They said, sir, I just think it's inappropriate for you to say, pay these guys a lot of money. Can you believe it? I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Yep, that's what women want. A 78-year-old adjudicated rapist wearing clown makeup and a reflective construction vest, insisting that he's their protector whether they like it or not. Trust me, women are going to love that. And Tim Walz seemed to pick up on the extent to which that message is probably falling a little flat.
So let me speak to the guys in the crowd tonight. I want you to think about the women in your life that you love. Their lives are at stake in this election. Donald Trump appointed those Supreme Court justices who repealed Roe versus Wade, and he brags about it. He is glad that those women you're thinking about and you love have fewer rights than their mothers and their grandmothers. More than 20 states across this country now have Trump abortion bans. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Trump said to all the women here, he'll be your protector. And then he added, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. Well, now we're seeing women turned away from emergency rooms, miscarrying in parking lots, whether they like it or not. Survivors of rape being forced to carry those pregnancies to term, whether they like it or not. Fertility clinics turning couples away at the door, whether they like it or not. Look, this is personal for so many of us, Gwen and I included. We were only able to have that family because of fertility treatments. And I will be damned if anyone in this country should be denied that same right. When Congress passes that bill to restore reproductive freedom, President Harris will sign it into law. Folks, this is getting pretty simple now. Kamala and I trust women. It's that simple. Now tomorrow, women all across America of every age, both parties, are going to send a loud and clear message to Donald Trump, whether he likes it or not.
And by the way, Kamala Harris also picked up on the fact that Trump's closing message to women probably wasn't going to go over too well.
And remember how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. And now in America, 1 in 3 women lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban, many with no exceptions, even for rape and incest, which is immoral. And Donald Trump's not done. Did everyone hear what he just said yesterday? That he will do what he wants, quote, and here's where I'm going to quote, whether the women like it or not. And we must vote because this is the thing. You know, there's a saying that you got to listen to people when they tell you who you are, who they are. And this is not the first time he has told us who he is. He does not believe women should have the agency and authority to make decisions about their own bodies. This is the same man who said women should be punished for their choices. He simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to know what's in their own best interest and make decisions accordingly. But we trust women. We trust women. Which is why, yes, we will vote, because we also understand if he was elected, he has been pretty clear in his behavior and his deeds. He will ban abortion nationwide. He will restrict access to birth control, put IVF treatments at risk, and force states to monitor women's pregnancies. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just Google Project 2025.
And look, the reality is that Trump doesn't need to curse out Nancy Pelosi or lob misogynistic attacks at anybody for it to be abundantly clear how he views women. To him, women are objects who shouldn't even have autonomy over their own bodies. To him, women are incapable of agency and need people like Trump to, quote, be their protector. To him, women are dispensable enough that he will step on them openly and proudly in his effort to consolidate power for himself. But of course, we know that his world isn't reality. And in reality, women are neither objects, nor incapable of agency, nor dispensable, but I'll tell you a few things about what they are. Pissed off, informed, and voting. Donald Trump's about to learn that the hard way. Before you go, just a quick note, if you'd like to see more of my content, which is always free of advertising, sponsorships, and paywalls, please make sure to subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button right here on this screen. And if you'd like to support my work even further, you can grab a copy of my instant #1 New York Times selling book, Shameless, available for sale right now. That link is also on this screen. Thanks so much for watching.